I came across a job description that is very fitting with my abilities, so let me share that with you. See, now I'm just going over the responsibilities here. Build creative briefs for dissemination to agencies and artists. Manage vendor relationships and provide art direction to maintain creative standards. Collaborate with project managers. Ensure all details of the campaign are met. Now, this is all something that I would do on a daily basis as a freelancer. Build creative briefs for dissemination to artists and agencies. I've had experience with that previously in corporate, where we work with many different creative agencies across the country and around the world. And that's how every project gets started. You want to articulate all the information that you need for a project. And this is how every project should start, with a creative brief. That way everybody knows what the intention is at the end of the day. Building creative briefs for agencies and artists helps the artists or the agencies focus on what they do best, which is building files or creating new artwork. Now, when it comes to articulating the needs, that's where it takes skill to be able to speak their language, speak the technical aspects of the software, to be able to achieve the visual look we're looking for. And there's always a lot more to it in terms of marketing, to whom we're going to be marketing this product or service to. Then there's also limitations where we find out what our print parameters are, where it's going to be printed, whether it's fabric, whether it's on a surface. All this gets called out from the beginning. Manage vendor relationships and provide art direction to maintain a creative standard. Oftentimes when we work with other vendors from all across the country and around the world, they'll all have different standards. So it's the responsibility of the creative director to ensure that all the expectations are in line for all vendors, which is why it's important to maintain these relationships in good working order. Collaborate with the project managers to ensure all details of the campaign are met. Now, the only way to get something done in a massive scale is through teamwork. So working with other people is very important to be able to ask the right questions to those project managers to make sure all information has been received. This is the part where it's important to understand what the objective is. And a lot of that has to do with the creative brief. Once the creative brief is written and it's articulated correctly, everybody should have an understanding on what the end goal is for a project. Working with project managers and all stakeholders helps bind everything together and allows for a successful completion of a project. Optimize assets for digital streaming platforms and audio-video use. Design and build marketing and sales decks and presentations. Organize and keep templates up to date. And this is all the production level work that I do on a daily basis. This is the grind. This is where set parameters are expected for files. And this is something that you should know. Of course, you could spend a lot of time looking it all up, but understanding artwork being developed for printing and digital distribution or streaming, that's very important. So to be able to articulate those needs and to clearly identify what the expectations are would allow for successful development of these digital assets. Design and build marketing and sales decks and presentations. Just like a creative brief, you're selling the idea to the internal team and to the stakeholders and to print partners. Everybody else needs to understand what is being communicated. Likewise, when it comes to sales decks and presentations, we're trying to communicate an idea to a customer. A customer might come to us and they'll say, I have a product, I just have no idea how to take it to market. And that's where I come in. And this is where a presentation can go a long way. You can take this presentation to investors, to customers, to vendors, and it's all to sell the idea, to build the communication, to communicate the idea effectively. Organize and keep templates up to date. I mean, that's something that I have a lot of experience with in creating these master templates to make updates very seamlessly. And on to qualifications and skills, Bachelor in Fine Arts and Graphic Design or applicable degree, experience preferred. Of course, that's met. Minimum 7 years studio and or agency experience, exceptional written and verbal communication skills, hands-on expertise in Adobe Creative Suite, InDesign, Illustrator, Photoshop, Acrobat. And these are all the core standard products that I use on a daily basis when it comes to packaging design, when it comes to a lot of the printed material. Superior organization skills to ensure final assets are distributed and archived properly. This is part of the standard. It's part of a digital library. Ability to work under pressure and manage multiple requests. And that's something as a millennial, we're really good at, and I'm no different. Attention to detail, must be a team player. Ability to collaborate and take criticism constructively is a must. Savvy with type, color, and layout design. Able to navigate complex Photoshop files. That's something I'm very well known for, is being able to take apart Photoshop files and build them out. Sometimes it can get complex because it has to be, especially the template files. Knowledge of various printing techniques and substrates, and I have a lot of experience with printing. From sheet fed printing is where I started. I went to flexo printing, packaging that was process flexo, as you printed on flexible packaging. Corrugated flexo printing is different. UV printing is something that I got into recently. Direct to garment, this is something that was designed by me, and it was printed as a direct to garment technology. So I have all the experience there. Proficient in PowerPoint. Proficient in PowerPoint and then some. This is Ed Horta, creative professional. If you would like to hire me, you can email me at ed.horta.studio@gmail.com. You can also text or call at 949-648-7719. Oh, this thing's still recording. There's like one whisker that keeps going up into my nose.